Hello YouTube and welcome to my channel Budgeting Dutch. In this video I want to talk about why I started saving and why I just wanted to become good with money. Years and years I've had the feeling that we would be the kind of people who would always struggle to get by with money. I'm working a part-time job and so does my husband, and it's not possible to work more hours, so it is what it is. We love the fact that we have a little more free time and we are used to it now, but we were also sort of okay with the fact that we would never become rich and we would always be living paycheck to paycheck. And that is how I would spend our money. I didn't do anything crazy with it. Never bought a lot of expensive clothes. We wouldn't ate steak every night or something like that. I was happy when, in a good month, we had 300 euros left at the end of the month and we could transfer that to our savings account. We did all our big expenses with that money on that savings account. Vacations, clothes, car repairs, you name it. So you can imagine that the balance on that savings account was really fluctuating and it never got above 4,000 euros or something. For some big expenses I did plan, but most of the times I thought that we could only spare 50 bucks per month or something, so I always had the feeling that we would never reach our goals. I also planned when my husband and I decided we would really love to have a baby. For various reasons, I had little trust in my body and thought it would take a while before I got pregnant. I'd read somewhere that on an average it takes a year, so I thought that if we'd save 200 euros a month for a year and 9 months, we would have 4,200 euros. That would be sufficient for all the baby stuff and to make a beautiful nursery from one of our spare rooms. To our big surprise and joy, I became pregnant after 1 month trying. That meant we could save 200 euros for about 10 months instead of 21 months. That was 2,000 euros. Now that was nowhere near the 4,000 euros I counted on. Okay, so this meant we had to buy like a second-hand stroller and some cheaper furniture for the nursery. I still had this mindset of scarcity, so we had to settle with less. All our baby stuff and the nursery was bought with the 2,000 euros, with a little help from our generous parents. But we had a problem. With a baby on the way, we realized that our car wasn't big enough. A baby, a stroller, a golden retriever, that did not fit in our Renault Clio. We needed a new car. All the pregnancy hormones in my body were telling me that now we were starting a family, we needed to get married. I never had the dream of a big expensive wedding, but a free wedding with no friends or family, that was not what I wanted. Thankfully, my mother paid for my dress, and my parents also paid for the food and drinks for the few guests we had invited, because my parents have always been good with money. And so we still had a lovely day. In September of 2017, we became parents of a beautiful daughter. We were on cloud 9, but with less than 1,000 euros on our savings account. Now that felt terrible. We had the responsibility to raise a little girl, but I myself felt like a little girl who still needed her parents for every big expense that came across. Even then, we didn't realize something had to change. We still had the feeling that this would be our life. We would always be living paycheck to paycheck. We tried to save a little every month, but our savings account was growing at a very slow rate. The following year, we needed to redo our backyard. Our daughter was crawling through the entire house. Took a while before she could walk. But our backyard was nowhere near safe for her. My parents also noticed the bad state of our backyard, and they were willing to lend us the amount we needed to make the adjustments. And I also inherited some money, 1,500 euros, not much. That money combined was about 4,000 euros, and that was enough. We could make the adjustments. I'm still repaying my parents every month, and we are planning to make our last payment this June. And after that payment, I don't ever want to lend money from my parents again. But I am forever grateful they did lend us the amount when we needed it. This summer we learned that my father, who was diagnosed with cancer years ago, was not responding to any treatment anymore, and it was just clear he would die soon. That was a reality check. I was of course devastated by the news and very sad. And it also made me realize that my parents would not always be around to help me out. I'm a grown-up woman with my own family, and we needed to provide for ourselves. Over the years, our income did increase a little. It still wasn't an enormous amount, but it was decent, and it should be sufficient for a family of 3 and a dog and a cat. I started gathering information. How are other people doing this whole money thing? I started reading some Dutch blogs and books about personal finance. A new world opened up for me. On YouTube, I discovered that there were people who would share their personal budgets with the world. And that's how I learned to make my own budget. I went through my online bank statements and figured out all our expenses of the entire year. And I started to put those expenses in different categories. Last September, I made my very first budget. First through some app on my phone, but that didn't work for me. In Excel, I kept track of our net worth and our savings percentage. And in November, I made a budget just using pen and paper. And that was when it just clicked. I could see where we were able to save money. I cut our grocery spending in half and also cut out all our mindless spending through the month. I cancelled a lot of subscriptions we didn't use, and we could save amount by switching insurance companies. All of a sudden, we could save like 600 all the way to 900 euros a month. Of course, it's a very good feeling when you see the balance on your savings account increasing. But the peace of mind and the freedom a budget gives you is absolutely priceless. We started making financial goals, and the word money became something positive in our house, and that had never been the case before. It's great to make financial goals with your significant other. You encourage each other, you pick each other up when there is a setback, but most of all, you get the feeling that you are good with money and you are making smart choices with your money. You can provide for your children, all of that because of something as simple as budgeting. My father passed away last month. It's sad he never saw us financially stable because, we just started this money journey. But now I'm more passionate and dedicated to continue in his honor. If you feel like you're the kind of person that will always live paycheck to paycheck, like I did, please dedicate some time to your personal finances. Find information, read books, blogs, or watch YouTube. Find out what you have been spending your money on for at least the last 3 months. Make a budget and cut out all extra mindless spending. There is always something you can save money on. If there is money left at the end of the month, start making goals for that money, whether it is paying off debt, saving, or investing. It will make a big change for you. Thanks for watching this video, and if you like this video, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.